Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Mass Effect. In the last episode we did one of the, the final uncharted world and one of the last side quests, which was Tuntau to find Rex's family armor. And in this episode we're going to be in the same system, the Phoenix system, and we're going to do the second lot of DLC, which is Pinnacle Station. The asteroid-based Pinnacle Station was originally constructed by Turians to function as a concealed command center during the Krogan rebellions. It has been retrofitted as a military training facility for all high-level special operations team employed by the Council. The station's combat simulator allows teams to train under a variety of hazardous conditions.
Isn't that Commander Shepard, the human Spectre?
Whatever. Spectre or no, it's always fun to see humans get pummeled in the simulator.
Well, he's definitely a prick already. God, what a dick. Anyway, so this is Pinnacle Station itself, and the first thing we need to do upon arriving here is come in and speak to the boss of Pinnacle Station, Admiral Ahern. You know, both of those sound wrong.
Commander Shepard. Welcome to Pinnacle Station. I'm Admiral Thaddeus Ahern.
Apparently it's Ahern, then. That sounds weird.
I'm glad I got the invite. Where do we begin?
You'll be training in the combat simulator. After each round, you'll see how you fared against your competitors.
I'll go check it out.
Carry on.
So, you'll notice this, even though this is the other DLC pack for Mass Effect 1, it could not be more different from Bring Down the Sky, whereas that was kind of a full-fledged, mission side quest thing. This is... I mean, it's an interesting... Okay, I'll start off by saying I'm not the biggest fan of Pinnacle Station. It's interesting and mildly amusing, but it's a bit one-dimensional, but it's essentially a series of combat trials. Well, yeah, combat-based trials, we'll say. You'll see more in a second.
So, you must be the famous Commander Shepard. I'm Tech Specialist Alud Akron, lead programmer on the combat simulator. Do you need something? I'm sure I have a few minutes before someone forgets their password and comes crying to me for help.
Let's try a new simulation.
New competitors are restricted to low-impact missions till they learn the ropes. The infirmary was starting to complain. Which combat mode? Time trial, capture, survival, or hunt?
So, I'll go through these in order as we kind of do them. We'll start off with time trial.
Let's try one of the timed missions.
And which course? I've got the warehouse or tropical courses.
And we'll go for the warehouse course.
Set me up in the warehouse.
Fine. We give you some dummy grenades and Medigel. If you try to use a real grenade, I will turn off every safety measure this simulator has.
And for the time trial one, I'll recommend Rex and Ashley.
Don't wait for them to come to you.
So the concept of this is pretty straightforward of these kind of time trial ones. It is just you have to basically kill everyone. So there's 20 people, and they're these kind of weird, simulated enemies. So I brought Rex and Ashley because they're really our kind of best combat people that we have. I'm alright in kind of fast dispatching, but to be honest, generally these combat simulations, I said combulations, I ran it into one word, are not really designed for classes like mine. They're much better for classes like Soldier, a lot more kind of combat ones. For more kind of support roles like mine, it's slightly more difficult. Each time you each time you fire up a simulation, can I not get off there? Oh, that's annoying. Each time you fire up a simulation, your grenades and Medigel will be, for feck's sake, I'm getting stuck everywhere. I'm going to fail this. Your grenades and Medigel will be completely restored. So there's no disadvantage really to using them because you get more back at the end. So don't be afraid to use them, certainly, is kind of the take-home message, I think. On this one, I think, you have 1 minute 24 to try and kill everyone. So we're... Oh! Properly walloped him. I think we're going to struggle to make this one. Because obviously it doesn't matter what your time is, but you need to try and beat certain scores on all of them. And this one, we're going to fuck it. Oh, maybe just... Not sure. Let's see. Let's kill these fuckers.
Damn it, Shepard, that Medigel ain't free.
So Admiral Ahern throughout it shouts annoying shit at you. And he has about 3 things that he says over and over again. As you can see, these are kind of designed much more for, lower level characters, I think. Right, that's the last guy. No, we weren't fast enough. But yeah, the time trial ones are slightly annoying because it's all about just memorizing where everyone spawns. And if you haven't particularly done that, see, look, I came third. And that's slightly annoying that kind of, it's more about memorizing stuff like that, and it's really geared towards
Better luck next time.
It's much more geared towards, combat-focused Shepards, which mine isn't really. Snipers aren't useful in a time trial thing at all. Anyway, I'm going to run that one again and actually try and succeed this time.
What do you need?
I want to give the last test another shot.
There we go. We did much better this time. We beat the top high score. Top high score. That wasn't really a necessary phrase. Anyway.
Back off, Vidinos. I haven't done anything wrong.
If you've tampered with government equipment, Bryant, I'll have you thrown in the stockade.
What seems to be the problem?
Get lost, Shepard. This doesn't concern you.
Vidinos is just mad because a human beat his record.
Shut your mouth, hollow jockey. Bryant says he scored highest in missions from multiple combat modes. No human's ever done that. He clearly cheated.
I could beat any of those scores. Without cheating.
I'm sure it'll be entertaining to watch you try. Tell you what, Shepard. You beat my record, and Bryant won't spend the rest of the competition in the stockade. Hell, if you even come close, I'll give you my weapon.
I look forward to the challenge.
I suppose many humans find failure fun. If so, then this is your lucky day. I hope Bryant has something to read. He'll be in that stockade for a long time.
So, didn't I call it that he was a dick, Vidinos? That gives you a kind of sub-mission here, which is basically beat Vidinos' high scores in all 8 of the kind of challenges that are open to us now, which is 2 flavors of each kind of combat trial. Because like you can see, we did subterranean there, but there was also
Let's try a new simulation.
the option for
I'm here to
tropical for that one as well. Anyway, let's try another one next to kind of go through.
Survival or hunt.
Let's go for survival. This
I'll
one's
go with
nice and
survival
straightforward.
mode.
For survival, at least on the volcanic course, my recommendation is Tally and Rex.
It's just like the real world. The only thing you need to do is survive.
So, I'm going to put them both on shotguns, because basically survival is as obvious as you think it is. Basically, enemies will keep coming at you until you die. And the most common cause of death on this is you get overwhelmed, like in close combat, and they just completely surround you. Having people good on shotguns is ideal for this. It's like fighting Thorian creepers, essentially, because these enemies all go down pretty easily, but there's just a ton of them. But again, like the kind of time trial ones, at our level especially, these are really easy, to the point where, okay, our goal to survive on here is, on the volcanic one, is 1 minute 31, so we're already a third of the way there. And it's never really, like, you can essentially go on forever on these. Like, the timer goes up to 40 minutes, but even then, like, it doesn't stop. You only stop when you die, but we'll see what happens, but usually I have to stop myself, because I could probably get to about an hour on this, just because it's never really that challenging. So, like, I'm just absolutely blending it through everyone here, and it doesn't really, it's not like a kind of firefight thing in Halo. It doesn't really get any harder. And since you have like unlimited ammo and stuff, I'm not even having to use any powers other than like marksman. So what I tend to do is, yeah, when I'm past the record, I just kind of let myself die. Slight weakness here. You'll notice there are a lot of slight weaknesses with this DLC. But like even dying, not easy. Like I'll observe, because we've now, well, it's 1 minute 31, which we've nearly just reached now. So yes, we completed it. Let's die. The point is, I can stand in open combat happily, and it takes a while to die. There we go. They're not the most challenging things ever. And that is survival. Let's try the third type, hunt.
Move, Shepard. You need to kill to keep a hunt mission going.
So, how hunt works is, you'll notice I brought Ashley and Garrus. I'm going to put them both on snipers and go on them myself. Hunt is the only one of these I think is probably the most interesting one, because the deal is, it tells you in the bottom right how many people you've killed and how much time you've got left. Every kill gives you a bit of time left on the, bit more time on the clock. So you kind of have to keep killing in order to stay in the game. And then the goal is, on this one, it's 35 kills before you run out of time. The further you go through the mission, then the less time you get for each kill. It kind of goes on like that. And this is probably, yeah, the only one that's really kind of unique. But my real recommendation for this one is snipers. Snipers make this so kind of straightforward that just like, I'm helping out here with my super sniper, but to be honest, like, your squad mates can really, like, carry you here, because they are just so, like, these simulated enemies die quite easily, and your allies are ridiculously accurate with snipers, so already you can see we're up to 21, and we've got, like, a minute left, so we should be fine, as long as we kind of keep it up. I do love this sniper combo. I think, I'm not going to check, but I think Ashley has this, has the same combination on her sniper rifle, the kind of 2 scram rails and high explosive rounds. The nice thing is, yeah, it can clear out whole fields of enemies like this. Also, these enemies do act like what they say they should, so because these are Geth, anti-synthetic rounds will be effective against them. You can overload them. If I had Tally here, you can even like do hacking on them. So kind of those methods all work, and equally like the kind of ones that say they're pirates counter synthetic enemies. I love that I can use the sniper as a shotgun in close range as well. It's great fun. Oh, there's a number of them up here. Not anymore, and we've just about cleared it. I don't know if you have to equal it or actually get one more than that, but there we go. That's it, so let's just let the timer go down now. See what I mean? Even when I stand and do nothing, the squad mate's got about 11 kills for me. It's great. Obviously, you can keep playing and try and get as high a score as you want, but that's not exactly the most entertaining thing to either play or watch on a Let's Play, so I'm just kind of trying to get through them. The reward you get in the end is worth all of this. I'll say it's definitely, it may not be the most exciting thing ever, but it is worth doing for one massive reason. So I'm going to try and get this all done this episode, so I'll talk about that at the end. Anyway, we've got one type left, which is capture.
This is very simple, Shepard. Reach the point, capture the point, and repeat.
So, as you just heard there, yeah, this is capture. So the deal is, you will, if you come up here, we'll see the first one. There are, in this particular map, 4 of these points. Stand in them, and you'll see that capture meter go up. If you move out of it at all, like if you leave the area, the capture meter will decrease, and it will slow down. For every enemy that comes into the capture field while you're trying to capture it, the rate at which you are capturing it will kind of slow down. So that's why you'll notice I've brought Liara and Caden with me, because they're really good at just keeping people the fuck back with their biotics. Otherwise, like, as I said in this, enemies aren't really a threat, so just kind of do whatever you have to just, like, run between the points, basically. Only bother fighting people when you're actually fighting them away while you're capturing a point, because otherwise they're just kind of a distraction. Because this one, we have 2 minutes, basically, to capture each point, but each point takes about 20 seconds to capture. It's like 20-25 seconds, so allowing time to move between them. There's not really much margin for error in this. As I say, you don't need to be the only one in the hill to capture it, but the rate at which it's captured slows down for every enemy that's inside the radius. But it's pretty easy, especially with, like, biotics, to keep enemies away from it. That's the third one, and the fourth one is just kind of down here. You'll notice as well, this is now the fourth of the kind of 4 levels, and you'll notice that each level is essentially... Oh, I did some weird attack there. Each enemy... Oh, damn it, I'm fatigued. Each level is essentially a circle. Like, or at least this one very much, and the subterranean one as well, are kind of a circle, so there's usually 1 point at each kind of equidistant points on the circle. As you see, I tend to sprint ahead of my squad mates and kind of let them distract people. Let's kill them, kill them. And there we go, we did it in 144. You'll notice that the record we're trying to beat on most of them is Vidinos' one anyway. I think he has the high score on almost all of them.
Wow, Shepard. The only way your team could have made better use of their unique talents is if you'd gone into battle with your eyes crossed.
Ahern will always be a sarcastic shit, regardless of how well you do. But anyway, I've shown off each one in... Ooh, a level up. Okay, I'll take it. What should we go for? Oh, let's go for Commando. Oh, I've nearly got the thing that gives me, like, unlimited use of Marksman and Assassination. It's not unlimited, but, like, reducing it for 25% on Marksman basically just means I can almost constantly have it on. Yeah, I've shown off each combat simulation for one of the 2 scenarios, so now I'm just going to go off camera and do the remaining scenarios. So, I've now completed all of those, so that's kind of well, at least the first round of 8 missions, I kind of completed all of them. Beaten Vidinos' high score in all of them, so...
Auckland must have changed it. Or there's a bug in the simulator. You got lucky, human.
That wasn't luck, it was skill.
Skill at cheating the system, maybe. I'll get to the bottom of this soon enough. Bryant is clear. Keep your smug grin to yourself. I'm out of here.
Aren't you forgetting something?
What? Oh, yes. The weapon. Let no one say that Vidinos isn't a man of his word.
So here you can choose any one of his kind of the 4 types of weapon. This almost certainly will be a level... I think it's always a level 10 weapon, and usually it's a pretty good one. I'm not sure I'll use it, because it's never quite as good as the Spectre Master Gear equivalent, but we'll try the sniper rifle.
I'll take that sniper rifle.
Go ahead. Thing's a piece of garbage anyway. Enjoy the burn when it blows up in your hand.
And we got a Harpoon 10, which is pretty decent, but I don't think it's quite as good as the one we kind of have. Where are sniper rifles? There. Okay, yeah, it does more damage and slightly more shots per overheat, but it's not as accurate. So yeah, it's a trade-off. But also, we've got the Spectre Master Gear 7. If we've got the Spectre Master Gear 10, that's the best one in the game. End of. Anyway, not only does that kind of happen, but also having beaten all those high scores.
What do you need?
Let's try a new simulation.
Well, your performance was just reviewed. You now have access to the last set of missions. Which combat mode? Time trial, capture, survival, or hunt?
So, now, as you mentioned, that has unlocked for us one additional scenario in each type. So another time trial, another capture, another hunt, another survival. So, as ever, I'll go off, because they're pretty much all the same, I'm going to go off camera and do those ones. And now, having got the highest score on the 4 kind of extra given missions, this happens.
Well, that's all of them. You took the top spot everywhere you could. No one's even surprised anymore.
Impressive work in there, Shepard.
Got anything else for me to do?
There's a special scenario I don't get to offer to many operatives. I want you to give it a shot. Look, kid, you've done well. But I've been through a lot worse, and it wasn't a simulation. But I can make it one, if you're interested.
You have something else I can try?
It's a reenactment of one of my missions. We held off an ambush of Turian assault troops back during the Contact War. Just me and a small squad. I haven't finished programming it yet, but it's close enough. You can try it if you like.
Keep going.
The rules are simple. Survive until you're picked up, if you can. You'll be ridiculously outnumbered. No real cover to speak of. It's the ultimate worst-case scenario. Of course, it'll only be a simulation.
Then up the difficulty. I don't want it easy.
You got balls, Shepard, but it's still just a simulation. Even our best VIs aren't as good as the real thing.
Then turn off the safeties.
No safeties, highest level of difficulty, you'll never do it. And then I'll have to explain how a Spectre died on my station.
What do you want to bet?
A wager, huh? Yeah. Okay. I've got a nice little retirement place on Entice. I never go there, and I don't plan on retiring anytime soon. It's yours if you can beat it. And what are you wagering?
My life.
Right. So you really want the safeties off? If you die, it's getting logged as user error. I'm not losing my job over this.
Set it up.
Talk to Akron. I'll make sure he gets the new settings. I'd say good luck, but you'll need a lot more than that.
Yeah, not that it really kind of matters to us, the player, but in all these previous ones, when you die, it's basically when you get down to 1 health, you get pulled out of the simulation, whereas kind of we're taking off the safeties here, but there's not really, for the player, much of a difference there. Anyway, if we talk to Okran.
What do you need?
Let's try a new simulation.
I'm here to serve. Which combat mode? Time trial, capture, survival, or hunt?
I understand Ahern set up a special simulation.
For the record, I'm against turning the safeties off.
I'll be fine.
What about my simulator? I'll be making repairs for weeks.
This should be good.
I don't say this very often, but good luck.
So my recommendation on this, as with almost anything that's entirely focused on combat, will be Rex and Ashley. Turians have captured a critical colonist databank. Eliminate the defenders and retrieve the databank, then hold out for evac. In terms of a loadout, my best advice for this is you Shepard on whatever you're good with, but Ashley on assault rifles for just a constant stream of fire, but Rex on shotguns in case they get a bit too close. Because one of the things that Ahern talked about that's definitely true is the pretty much... Oh, he still talks in this one, I've forgotten about that. The pretty much lack of any decent cover. There's not one area where you can kind of do a bit of a kind of 300 and just channel them into one specific area. So... like, you're pretty much out in the open. There's one place that does work for that, but I'll discuss that in a bit. For now, we just need to take out all the Turians, but there's also these turrets that you can turn on that fire rockets for you. That's nice. I think if they take too much damage, they're deactivated and you have to, like, manually reactivate them. You'll have noticed as well, all the other simulations look like kind of places we've been. This one kind of doesn't so much, though. It's got a bit of an Eden Prime-y feel to it. Anyway, if we gather the data from the databank. And then now we have to hold out for evac. And holding out, my god, holding out for evac is 5 minutes. It's not that difficult, like, honestly. but it's just such a long... Like, up here is probably the best place to stand, to be honest. And basically, yeah, Rex will be there with a shotgun, keep discouraging the curious. Otherwise, me and Ash have pretty much got this down. But it just takes ages. Because 5 minutes is a very long time, so I'm not even going to bother speeding through it, because even at 500% speed, that would still take a minute. So I'm just going to cut to finishing this. And there we go, we've just about beaten it. Ashley died halfway through, and then I revived her, and then she completely disappeared, but we still managed. Wasn't really much of a challenge.
I never thought I'd see the day. Good work, Shepard. Really good work.
It was a great challenge. Thanks for setting it up.
Makes me wish we had you during the first contact war. Could have saved a lot of human lives. And since I'm a man of my word, my retirement home is yours. Too bad. Now that I've seen you beat that scenario, I almost feel like I could retire.
It's been a pleasure working with you, Admiral.
Likewise. Call me Ahern. You've earned that too.
And that is Pinnacle Station finished up. You can see why I described it as very much different to Bring Down the Sky. I'm not a massive fan of it. It's a bit too much of a kind of you slog through it and then it's done. But it's like, it's not quite as interesting. But I guess it's £3. I can spare £3 for a mildly interesting thing. Anyway, so I talked about a kind of good reward, and we'll get to that shortly, because that's part of the kind of the retirement home on Intaisei. But yeah, that final kind of... I would say a couple of them gave me a bit of a challenge. Some of the time trials, you really have to know where the enemy are, and some of the... Like, the survival on Volcanic was a bit of an arse. But generally, like, that final mission is one of the most straightforward, though. It's difficult to... It's not difficult to fail it, but if you're on normal and you're as high level as I am, it's not likely. So, in the same system here as Pinnacle Station is now Planet Intaisei, now labelled Shepard's Apartment, because we won it off an old man. When I kind of feel slightly bad about that, but this is your real bonus for winning Pinnacle Station, and in the end is worth the slog. I mean, it's pretty. Anyway, you can replenish your Medigel and your grenades if you ever need to, I guess. It looks quite picturesque, like, I'll give it that. But the real big thing is... there we go, the computer here. That was not the computer I wanted it to be. I mean, it's playing elevator music, that's kind of cool. But no, this computer was the one I was looking for. Admiral, the convoy will be positioned in the Phoenix system for the next week or so. I have spoken with the captains regarding our arrangement. As usual, if you're willing to pay the delivery fee, we can get you a sample from our weapon shipments. If not, no problem, these remote colonies can use all the guns they can afford. Goodness knows the Alliance is taking its sweet time to offer any military support. Regards, Hood. And what we can do here is basically request a weapon shipment from some ships. And the ship you select determines both the price and the level of the stuff you get. So the Collins is, I think, a random level 3 or 4 item, because of course you can do Pinnacle Station at any point in the game. Adams is a level 7 or 8 item, I think it's 7, and MSV Wallace, you'll see, transmission set, guarantees you a level 10 something, either a weapon, armor, or an upgrade or a modification or something like that. But, like, it's the only, as far as I can think of, reliable way in the game to get these kind of, like, level 10 mods. And the differences there is 8 versus kind of 10. It's a hell of a difference. There's a list of basically what you get, and it's random each time, but what you can do, it's a bit of a shitey technique, but it does work, is, because you can do it as many times as you want, you can basically save and get, Savant 10, bloody hell. See, this is why it's worth it, because basically, if you really want to, you can save, order an item. If it's not one that you want to, just reload that save and kind of get it again. And there's some, seriously, like, you can get the best weapons and armor in the game. You can get all the level 10 Master Spectre weapons from there and stuff. So I will be using this in the end of the episode off screen to kind of outfit my team. And that really is the reward you get for completing Pinnacle Station that's really worth it. Anyway, that's just done for... So I just realised the music was playing. It's the elevator swing music version of the Mass Effect theme, which is pretty cool. Anyway, it's a pretty looking place, so we'll end here. Next episode, we've got, I think it's 3 more quests to finish in the entire game, which are all Citadel-based ones, so we'll be doing those 3. And then that's us done with side quests, and then we'll be on to Vermeer. Thank you very much for watching. I've been the Doctor with the Infamous Gentleman, and this has been Mass Effect. Good day.